repeat the fade. Welcome back to the Body and Philosophy Podcast, people.
Welcome.
Yeah, I'd hit you with the highest possible energy.
High energy. We're so high energy today.
Known to man right now.
It's a beautiful day, so it's pretty perfect.
No question. Doesn't feel like 35.
Doesn't feel like 35. It's a warm 35.
It's pretty warm. It's a pretty warm 35, man.
Man, why would you not at least try to live up to whatever potential you have? Why? I've been in this mode lately. That mode.
Right. Beast mode.
And what it was before, it was more like a screw it, like we all die, what's the point? Like, why would I? And it shifted to a why wouldn't I?
Right.
Because truly, why wouldn't I? Figured out that money isn't really my biggest motivator, but it's more so experiences that money allows you to have more easily.
Yeah, right.
I'm trying to travel, bro. Trying to travel. You saw the list. It's a long list of places we want to go. Couldn't do that right now.
No.
So need to obtain
a couple $2-3 you got in the account.
Little moolah. It'll make it a little easier.
No, that's interesting you say that. Why wouldn't you try to maximize like the most potential? Why wouldn't you try to output the most good energy and leave your footprint in this world, make it a better place? Now, you can talk about belief systems, and a lot of people are agnostic, atheists, something like that, where, they don't necessarily believe in an afterlife, so they're like, well, what's the point of anything? I look at it like this. Why would you live your life in accordance to something that might happen post-mortem?
Right.
Like, why is that your biggest motivating factor when this is guaranteed?
Right.
Nothing else after this is guaranteed, right?
You have.
No, personally, I do believe the spirit is immortal, and once the body dies, it leaves. This is just a medium on this physical planet, right? I believe we're interdimensional creatures having a human experience, right? But it's not guaranteed. What is guaranteed is like this steering wheel and like this phone, everything here, right? Everything that you can do, your business, the money you can bring in, and all the potential you have. That's real, and that is absolutely guaranteed. So it's like, what's the point of anything? I don't know. What's not? You can.
What are you accomplishing, or what are you benefiting from that attitude?
Right.
And it's not a whole lot in comparison to why not.
Why do people get in those places, though?
Because it's easy. It's easy to get in that place. You get down. I mean, getting in that mindset is it's almost standard. You have to work out of that mindset in order to really go after something. And it's easy to stay in that, like, why would I be lazy, Right. I'm not why would I be lazy. It's easy to be lazy and have that why would I attitude.
Right.
And it's a lot harder to really chase and run after something. It's a lot harder to do that than it is to sit back and just let the world happen in front of you.
Yeah, and that ties in nicely to something I heard Sean Stevenson from the Model Health podcast. He was talking about, I forgot the doctor he had on, but he was talking about how motivation and your actual drive to fulfill your dreams and to get up and go in the morning has a physical, like a chemical limitation within your body. Now, you can condition yourself to have a lot more of that chemical, but that's why getting up in the morning, it's so important to have your morning routine, A, B, and C, so I can knock out this portion of what I need to do in the day, right? To get up and actually get going. Because if you push off the lift till later on at night, if you push off this assignment or a paper or like some big thing you have for work until later on in the afternoon, there's a much lower success rate of you actually getting around to that, or getting around to it and just pumping out a less quality product.
Right.
As opposed to waking up, you're like fresh. Everything's there. Your motivation is completely in front of you. So,
man, this is something that I experience on the daily. Like, mornings are like, they're tough for me because I have such a good relationship with sleep, as I'm sure most people do. It's
you
hard
especially
for me.
though,
dude. I'm so good at
really
sleeping,
into the dreaming.
Dreams. We can get into that in another time. Dreams are crazy, but it's so hard for me to initially take that step out of bed. Real hard.
Right.
And something I'm working on is, I was talking to you earlier about not pressing that snooze alarm. Pressed it today.
Yeah.
Need to stop doing that.
A couple hours ago, like today.
Today that happened. And it just has an effect on the rest of your day. We're having a real good day so far.
No
That's because
question.
we got productive early.
Right.
And we're just letting that train roll.
Knock some things out.
But pressing that snooze button, there's something that happens within your brain when you wake up and then go back to sleep. When you wake up, when you first initially wake up, you should be up. You should be up and at 'em, ready to go. Like I said, something I experience on the daily. I'll always go back to bed for at least I'll get that extra 30 minutes, an extra hour. Shouldn't be happening, but we do.
Right.
And the rest of my day is it's more groggy than it is when I just wake up and get to it.
And like we were talking about, it's like your body enters this mode where it's in its 90-minute sleep cycles and you're getting your large chunk of sleep. Now, whenever your body naturally wakes up, or if you wake your body up with an alarm, at that point it's like we've arose out of that sleep state.
The body's ready to go.
The body's ready to go. You're in the awake state, right? So if you just slap the alarm and go back to sleep in 30 seconds, your body's confused, because then it's like, are we doing another massive chunk? Like, are we gonna do?
All right, what are we up to?
You just did a big one and you stopped. Or why are you going back? And then you try to fight it and you wake up because you need to, and you're just in a worse mood.
Yeah. Let's talk about dreams for a second.
Really quick before we get into the dreams, quick activity, because you need to have some takeaways. So something that I've been doing for years is journaling before I go to sleep. And now we've just upgraded and got some whiteboards. So instead of journaling, I can write it on the whiteboard that's up in my room. But something that I do is I make bullet points. I wake up at 7 a.m., spring out of bed, go make some breakfast, thank God for my existence, go to the gym, come back, eat at 9 o'clock. And I give times, and I'm knocking out everything that you do, because I forgot the study, but you're something like crazy more percent likely to actually do something if you write it down. So the night before, I make a little bullet point list with times. So then I'm much more likely to...
Accountability.
You're making yourself accountable. You're putting it on the universe, because your thoughts are strong. But once you put your thoughts on a physical piece of paper or something physical, it's like it's out. You put it into this physical dimension. So now it's real. So you getting up at 6 o'clock is real, as opposed to, bro, I'm getting up at 6 o'clock tomorrow.
Right. The chances of that happening are just
skyrocket, right? And it's something I also do, let me throw out there really quick, as I write something that I'm thankful for and something that was incredible. Now, let me share something that was incredible.
Please do.
Oh my God. I don't know. The little things, like he always likes the slept on things. Like he likes the small parts of a song that a lot of people don't like. Like, it's like the slept on things that are just like, they really stick out, because the little things are what create big things. So something that was incredible, I wrote what I was thankful for, like my grandma or something like that. But something that was incredible as I was walking into, I think Crisco Commons on campus, on Winona State campus. I was walking in and I was just kind of, hood up. It was like cold. There wasn't a ton of people out there. I saw somebody go out of their way on a path. They're walking towards a building, walked like 10 feet to the right, picked up a piece of garbage, went and threw it away and kept on about their day. Not one person went up to them and said like, thank you for being an incredible human, or like, good job. They went on about their day, probably never brought it up to anybody. That's phenomenal. That's phenomenal, bro.
Says a lot about that person.
Oh my God.
You don't need to know that person to know a little bit about them.
To just have infinite respect for them. Like, you thought nobody was watching. I was kind of far away.
Yeah.
It's not like they're like, let me put on a show for these people right now.
Yeah,
like,
right.
This dude's just like, let me do my part, and never get a pat on the back for it.
Incredible.
Talk about dreams now.
Talk about dreams, man. I think a lot of people underestimate dreams themselves.
Mm-hmm.
I personally have a close-knit relationship with my dreams. I've been trying to lucid dream since I was in like 10th or 11th grade, just around that
You've
time
been
when I
on
got
that forever.
that whole mindset. Yeah. I still can't get to the point where I'm, flying or doing absolutely whatever I want, morph this.
Right.
But I've gotten so much more in tune with my dreams, and I remember them in detail, vividly, every morning that I wake up. And it's a practice. It's something that you got to work on every day, consciously try to remember details and remember what's going on and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
But I've found that they significantly reflect my thoughts during the day and my subconscious. Like, I'm learning something from my dreams every time that I wake up. There's a message somewhere intertwined in there somewhere. Sometimes it's not straightforward, it's not obvious, but they're there.
Right.
If you pay attention to them, if you listen to your dreams, technically, if you're supposed to get 8 hours of sleep a night, you're spending a third of your life sleeping.
Sleeping, right.
I have a hard time believing that there's nothing coming from that sleep other than
doesn't
just
mean
some rest.
anything. It's just some random
everybody
thoughts
has
going in.
dreams.
Right.
DMT is produced every night in people's brains everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
And if you get in touch with that, there's got to be something deeper to it other than this is just I had this crazy dream, whatever, and then on you go with your day. I've found that paying attention to my dreams, it's making me have a lot harder of a time getting up.
Right.
At one point, I was literally just trying to sleep all the time because I was so interested.
Wanted to have cool
I
dreams.
wanted to have dreams. I just wanted to be in that world. I felt like I lived like another life.
Like, let me go back to my imagination.
Yeah, it sounds crazy, but
It's a lot cooler when bananas have wings and they're flying.
It's a lot cooler, dude. And it's just it's like an alternate world that you enter into every night.
And what's really cool is you mentioned subconscious. Now, again, and I really wish I could name these studies. I could put them in the show notes, but something like 85% of the time throughout the day, our subconscious is active, right? We're only really consciously thinking in our conscious brain for about 10 to 15% of the day. So most of what you're gathering emotionally, spiritually, right? Everything that you're experiencing in this world is going directly to your subconscious. Now, when you go to sleep and you get in a delta sleep wave, your conscious is completely out the window, right? It's back to the subconscious. So in your dream, you're creating this alternate universe that's based from your subconscious. That's the creator of it. So if you have a situation like he said, he was like ankle deep in some water and someone came up to him and said, hey, like the tides are high or something like that. That's all you remembered. That is a metaphor. It's got to be a metaphor because your subconscious is creating a situation based on experiences that you had in the real world, and it created this scenario. So I truly am with you. I believe that's a metaphor. Whatever, I don't know what that means.
I still don't know what it means.
But something about someone coming up to you like the tides are high, and you're, ankle deep, Air Force One submerged in water.
Adidas.
The Adidas?
The Adidas.
The Adidas boys?
Yeah, it's got to mean something.
It's got to have some kind of metaphorical meaning.
And I've had it, like I said, like me chasing this one person around in my dreams. They're not giving me any sort of attention or feedback, and something that I desire in real life. Like, that's totally applicable to reality. It's crazy.
That one was wild. Actually
crazy. Because I wake up and I'm like, damn, it's like, it seems so real.
Man. This is the Body Philosophy podcast. We talked a ton about, energy, spirituality, dreams, different philosophies and things. We talk about the body a little bit.
Let's talk about the body. Got a nasty pump in today.
Got a nasty, dirty back pump in today. So something that I already posted this on Instagram, so I won't get too far into it, bro, but it's starting. It's something, there's some powerful force about actually just starting. So it's
deciding.
It's so right. And it's so intimidating for some people to go in the gym because they say, people are lifting, a lot more experienced people are lifting, and I don't want them looking at me and I don't want to be embarrassed.
I hear that so often.
From so many people.
Often.
And I'm like, listen, I promise you, I'm submerged in the bodybuilding community, the douche look with the deep cutoffs and the arm pumps and the whole nine. Not one of us is looking over like, bro, why is she only benching 10s, bro?
That's what we say that's my reaction every single time someone says that. I was like, you get automatic respect for being there and just doing it. Like that's
you're
already
bettering yourself.
You
are bettering yourself.
Yeah.
Whatever
if you need help, let me know. Like,
no question, I'll help, but I'm not going to push it upon you.
No, nobody's sitting there like, oh my gosh, this weak ass over here. Like, if you're really a part of that,
get your weights up
community, like you know how it goes because you had to be there. That was your start.
Oh my God.
You didn't just get huge.
Right. It was a Superman origin story. Everybody has a Superman origin story, and mine was literally the Superman from Compton, C.T. Fletcher. I was watching his YouTube videos, and I was just mesmerized. And I'm like, for whatever reason, maybe it's based on deep-seated insecurity, but I'm like, I need to be like that. And I want to devote my time, effort, diet, money, resources to being like that. So you had to start, and that was, something like junior year of high school. We're like 5-6 sloppy years into lifting, 2 experienced years into lifting, me personally.
I'm a good 9 months
into some experienced lifting.
Some experienced, hardcore, hitting it hard.
And dude, okay, so I was in Rochester at the Rochester Athletic Center. Some dude just started bodybuilding, and he was like, hey man, how do you have energy to do those high, he said, you're doing some high volume, aren't you? I'm like, you bet your bottom dollar. He's like, how do you have the energy the next day to do anything at all? And I'm like, because I've been doing it for years. So my body now is like, yeah, you go to school, you go to work, and you have all these things throughout the day, but we also have this giant reserve of energy that we use to get this workout in, where I'm doing tons of repetitions. And over years and years, your body's going to evolve and be like, okay, we need to have this energy to expend later on when we kill ourselves.
Right.
So he's like, some guys have all the energy. I'm like, dude, some guys have just started before.
Right.
And you in here now is starting. You know what I mean? So just go through it. You're going to be tired. It's going to suck for a little bit, but eventually you're going to break through to that.
You're not going to see results for a little while.
And that's the biggest part.
That's the hardest part. And maintaining a diet.
Yeah.
Because people don't really people are realizing that it's mostly about what you're fueling your body with.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, after high school, people start to realize that.
Yeah.
In the younger ages, we did bis and
We're
tries.
banging Mountain Dew, eating full bags of chips,
and just doing bicep
Xbox.
curls every single day. Like no type of letting that muscle group rest.
Yeah. Diet, man. That's what got me, to where I am quickly. I've seen some pretty decent results in the past, like I said, 9-10 months, and it's
not a long time.
It's not a long time, but if you're consistent, you're gonna see results quicker. And a lot of it has to do with what you eat. I was eating a lot of BS. Switched it to a lot of fruits, a lot of veggies, a lot of lean meats.
Yeah.
If you have the resources to do so, not everybody does. Do what you can. Make whatever you gotta make work.
There's always ways you can make it work.
There's always ways that you can make it work.
There's always ways you can make it work.
But just staying consistent is the number one thing.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And man, I was gonna say this for the end, for like the nugget of the day.
Go for it, yeah.
But consistency, guys. So check it out. Consistency is your superpower. If you ever ask somebody like, how did you stay in shape? Like, dude, this 50-year-old guy has like a shredded six-pack. He's in great shape. If you were to ask him, I haven't talked to him personally, but if you were to ask him, like, man, like what do I need to do to get like that? He'd probably say, there's not one. I can't just tell you what to do.
Yeah, no,
I've lived this lifestyle and worked out every single day for 40 years, and now I feel great and I look great, right? So he didn't try to sit down and eat the pie in one sitting. He took a bite every single day.
Still
and that's
taking bites.
this superpower you have. Don't set yourself up to don't overwork yourself. Like, tomorrow, I need to change my life. Tomorrow, I'm going to make 4 videos. I'm going to have 2 workouts. I'm going to go and buy all these organic ingredients. I'm going to fix my car. I'm going to clean my room. You know what I'm saying? It's not going to happen.
It's not a 40-meter dash.
It's not going to happen. It's a marathon. You're not going to, just sprint in 5 days and be like, oh, tranquility, peace, I love my life.
Right.
Small goals, and then when you accomplish each small goal every day, celebrate those small wins.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. It's huge. Rewarding yourself, not with big fat French silk pie, but just rewarding yourself.
Something.
Acknowledging where you've gotten and what you're doing. Be proud of yourself just for taking that start.
Do something you enjoy.
Absolutely. Have the willpower. Willpower is huge. You can't really do anything consistently without it. Things suck. Life is hard. Like, there's no quick way around it. You gotta have the willpower, develop the willpower. You might not have it right now. Work on it every day. Do something that you don't want to do. Make your bed. Do little things that will hold you responsible for the big things.
Mm-hmm. And again, we're just speaking strictly from what we've experienced.
We're no
in our
gurus.
lives.
We can't tell you how to live your life. That's not what we're trying to do. We can speak on experience.
Yeah, right.
And that's what, what is working, what has worked, and what isn't working. That's all we really have.
Right. And it's like, what you said about life just sucks.
It doesn't suck.
No, I'm saying
it's hard.
You said things suck.
Things suck. Yeah.
Things straight up suck. And I feel like that's where chemical addiction with substances comes into play a lot of the time, where it's like you're dealing with all these inner demons and there's just emotional confliction. Mm-hmm. And of course, that's horrible to deal with. Like when I was going through what I was going through a couple weeks ago, I was constant, you, Rob, my mom, I'm just looking for someone to make me feel better. But in reality, every single person without fail, bro, everyone who I'm close to said, go through it. I'm like, what do I do if I just
Be sad.
feel
bro.
bad? You're like, you keep doing that, and then eventually you won't, and you'll be stronger
Get
from it.
over that, you know? 'Cause if you let those emotions just run through you, if you just let yourself have that period of time of mourning or whatever it is, you know, that's going to be beneficial for you. Go through it. And know that you're going through it so that you can get through it.
I mean, yeah, you don't get a first class flight.
you don't get VIP
No.
through heartbreak. You
gotta sit coach between two fat dudes.
You gotta take that flight. Like, it's just
Eating good sour cream and onion potato chips.
You gotta
licking
go
their
through
stuff.
it. I mean, it's all about your attitude through the things that suck. You know? Even though, you know, you were going through those emotions and whatnot, like, go through it. Just know that it's about your attitude. And after that point in time where, you know, now that you've gone through the meat of the hardship,
The meat and potatoes.
you've gone through it. Now it's about the attitude. It's about your attitude about things that happen. Like I've gotten recently, I got a notice that, you know, my airbag in my car is all jacked up. It's pretty much like a grenade in front of my face if it goes off. And I was really like, ready to punch something, dude. And it was, I mean, I didn't deal with it the right way. I didn't deal
just
with
like, yo, there's, I mean,
literally nothing we can do about it.
You're just gonna have to almost die when you get your fender bender.
Like, okay.
Peace.
And I'm more accepting of that now. But at first, I was
your day for a little bit.
It ruined my day, absolutely, and I wasn't dealing with it like I feel like I should. And that's a part of life and learning. But your attitude, man. Everybody knows, everybody's heard it a million times, but it's your attitude through things that happen that really allow you to see the sun come up the next day. You know? There's a quote that I sent you. Can you pull that up real quick? Should be right in messages. Let me see this. Shout out to Sam Strand for putting this on your IG picture. The quote was, "That it will never come again is what makes life so sweet." And that really ties back to the first thing that we said. Like, why would you not?
Right.
Why would you not go do what you have the potential to do? You're only guaranteed this, regardless of whatever religions say or whatever certain people say about the afterlife or anything having to do with that. You're only guaranteed this, and we know that for a fact. Why would you not see where you can take this? Have the experiences that you want to experience. Do what you want to do. If you don't like your job, change it. Change something about it. If you don't like your certain situation, do what you need to do to change something.
Right. Try not to hit other people's cars that are parked when you pull up behind them. That's going to be a big
Is that what we just witnessed
key
right
in
now?
Character as well, yeah.
Oh, wow.
For sure, try to not do that because a lot of people don't appreciate that.
It's
I
not the
understand
best look.
if you got a little rust bucket, you don't really care about tossing it around, but yeah, you might bump into someone's vehicle that they might have done some little touch-up paint action on it.
They're working hard to pay for that lease or
No question.
what have you. But I was going for it again.
But yeah, man. These messages were brought to you by Reid Peter's Body and Philosophy. Go check out the YouTube page. Post it on the YouTube page. Make sure to subscribe, like, and comment. Landon's coming out with a production and marketing agency pretty soon.
If you need anything audio related, I got you. If you need anything visual related, any signs, posters, flyers, what have you, I'll post some of my material, a portfolio. That's the word I'm looking for.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Get the marketing piece down, guys, because our generation of people, right, this the millennials, Gen Zs, some crazy percentage of us are going to be entrepreneurs, right? It's not all going to be about the 9-to-5 that you think you're going to go out and get. And I also read that with our generation, we're going to switch careers at least 6 or 7 times, bro. 6 or 7
Careers,
times.
huh?
Not jobs. I'm not talking about going and getting a bartending gig here and then going over there and working at the shelf. I'm talking about careers. Like switching your entire lifestyle, like salary-based career, 6 or 7 times. Because right now, in 6 years, in 2022, 2025, there's going to be possible lines of work that do not exist right now because of how technology progresses. And it's the same thing right now, how things were in 2005. There's infinite more opportunities in Amazon, Google, like all these things weren't half as big as they are now, right? So
don't trip.
It's not over. Don't trip.
Don't
You're not
trip.
making 6 digits. If you're not making 6 digits right out of high school, you're making $25,000. Your life's not over.
If your career's not working for you, don't trip. Don't trip.
Be the best at it.
You'll
be
find
the best at it.
The next avenue. You'll find the next route. It'll come to you if you keep pushing, keep reaching. Podcast number 2, Body and Philosophy. Landon Crosley.
Reid Peters.
Peace.